Hey guys, so I got cut off in the last video, but I upgraded my Screencastify, so hopefully this is going to be good now. So a couple of things that I want to point out to you from this last scene, Act 3, Scene 2. Remember look the flower, but be the serpent under it. So 2 quotes to also go along with that. Around line 30, Lady Macbeth says to Macbeth, "Gentle my lord, sleek over your rugged looks, be bright and jovial among your guests tonight." So sleek over your rugged looks. Don't look disheveled, don't look angry, just be happy, play the part, okay? And then later on, Macbeth says, full of scorpions is my mind, dear wife. So this idea that inside of Macbeth's mind are these poisonous scorpions attacking him, okay? So he has to appear one way, calm, collected, cool, but his mind is full of scorpions. All right, in Act 3, Scene 3, as they wait in the early evening for Banquo and Fleance to pass by, the 2 murderers are joined by a third. It appears he has been sent by Macbeth, who no longer trusts anybody. When Banquo and Fleance arrive carrying a torch, one murderer puts out the light and the other 2 stab Banquo in the darkness. Fleance escapes. People suggest that the third murderer is actually Macbeth himself because he does not trust anyone. He's so paranoid. He's got to get the job done himself. You guys think about this and tell me when we are finished how you feel about that. So you're going to see the old Shakespearean stab and plop down dead. And then, Fleance, fly, Fleance, fly. Okay, so let us go. Act 3, Scene 3.
Spy ill. So can you go with me?
Oh, this is the finishing up from the last. Okay.
But who did they join with us? Macbeth. He needs not our mistrust, since he delivers our offices and what we have to do to the direction just. And stand with us. The west get glimmers with some streaks of day. Now spurs the belated traveller a pace to gain the timely inn, and near approaches the subject of our watch. Hark! I hear horses.
So I go home.
And 'tis he. The rest are with the note of expectation already out of the course. His horses go about almost a mile, but he does usually. So all men do, from hence to the bar's gate, making the walk. A light! A light! 'Tis he! Stand to it.
It will be rain tonight.
Let it come down.
Treachery! Fly to Fleance! Fly! 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 Thou mayest bring it! Oh, slave!
But it's strike out the light, just look away. There's but one time the sun is fled. We have lost the best half of our affair. Well, let's away and say how much is done there.
Okay, so this little scene, quite stabby, isn't it? So what you guys are going to see in the way that Macbeth is structured, kind of from here on out, there are a bunch of, there's a longer scene and then a bunch of choppy scenes in sequence because things are going to start moving really quickly, okay? So, man down, Banquo, best friend. Act 3, Scene 4. Things are going to get crazy, okay? The Macbeths formally welcome their guests to the banquet. Macbeth prepares to drink to their health. Cheers. Okay? But when he gets ready to do this toast, he glimpses one of the murderers at the door. When he is informed of Fleance's escape, he is, of course, very upset, but he's called back by his wife to his duties as host. As he prepares to join his guests at the table, he comments on how disappointed he is that Banquo is not present. Okay, Macbeth, come on, man. So you've hired assassins to kill your best friend. Your best friend is dead. you're having this banquet and you're going to point out, oh, I wish that Banquo could be here tonight. I wonder where he is. You know where he is, Macbeth. Okay? And it's like when he does this, he creates in his mind this incredible guilt. Okay? So every time he comments about Banquo's ghost is going to show up. So, as if in answer, the murdered man's ghost enters. I'm back, and sits at the table. Okay? The guests who do not see the ghost, because they are not 50 Shades of Crazy like Macbeth, they don't understand what's going on. Okay? So, Macbeth is having this weird conversation with Ghost Banquo. Oh, why are you here? You're dead. And everyone at the table is like, what's happening? Who's he talking to? He's supposed to be the king. Okay? The guests who do not see the ghost are startled by Macbeth's horrified reaction. Lady Macbeth tries to calm him and appeals to his manliness. When in doubt, appeal to their manliness. Lady Macbeth. His common sense, and finally to his role as a host. When the ghost disappears, the Macbeths blame his behavior on poor health. Foolishly, Macbeth calls for a toast again, like he didn't learn the first time, to the absent Banquo, who immediately, his ghost reappears. Okay? Macbeth's ravings betray so much that Lady Macbeth hastily asks the guests to leave. As Lady Macbeth wearily tries to comfort her husband, Macbeth reveals that he is angry at Macduff. So, like all good people who are afraid and struggling, he blames Macduff and his anger at Macduff. And he plans to go see those witches again, okay? He comforts himself with the thought that more experience will prepare him to deal better with the horrors he has created. So, Act 3, Scene 4. Here we go.
Hello, sit down. First and last, a hearty welcome. Ourselves will mingle with society and play the humble host. Our hostess keeps her state, but in best time we will require her.
Pronounce it for me, sir. To all our friends, for my heart speaks their heart.
See, they've counted with their hearts, thanks. Both sides are even. Here I'll sit in the midst. Be large in mirth and long, we'll drink a measure, the table round.
There's blood upon thy face. 'Tis Banquo's then. 'Tis better thee without, than he within. Is he discharged? My lord, his throat is cut. That I did for. Oh, thou art the best of the cutthroats. Yet he's good that did the like for Fleance. If thou didst it, thou art the none to rail. Most well, sir. Fleance escaped. Then comes my fit again. I had else been perfect, whole as the marble, founded as the rock, as broad and general as the casing air. But now I'm cabined, crimped, confined, bound into saucy doubts and fears. But that wasn't safe. Aye, my good lord. Safe in that ditch he abides with 20 trenchant gashes on his head, the least not death to nature. Thanks for that. Near the grim serpent lies, the worm that's fled hath nature, but in time will venom breed no teeth for the present. It be gone. Tomorrow we'll hear ourselves again.
My royal lord, you do not give the cheer. The feast is sold and is not often vouched, while it is a making, it is given with welcome. To the people best at home. From thence the sauce to meet is ceremony. Meeting were bare without it.
Sweet remembrance, sir, now. Good digestion, wait on appetite. A health on both.
May it please your highness sit.
Here have we now our country's honour roofed, were the grace person of our Banquo present. May I rather challenge for unkindness than pity for mischance.
His accent, sir, lays blame upon his promise. Please your highness to grace us with your royal
The table's full.
Here is a place to sit, sir. Where?
Here, my good lord.
What is news, your highness?
Which of you have done this?
What, my good lord?
My good
Canst not say I did never shake that gory locks at me.
Gentlemen, rise. His Highness is over there.
Sit, worthy friends. My lord is often thus, and hath been from his youth. Pray, keep seat. The fit is momentary, but I thought he will again be well. If much you note him, you shall offend him and extend his passion. Feed, and regard him not. Are you a man?
I am the bold one that day will come back as might appall the devil.
Oh, proper stuff. This is the very painting of your fear. This is the air-drawn dagger which you said led you to Duncan. Oh, these flaws and starts, impostors to true fear, would well become old story of the winter's fire authorized by your proud nun. Shame itself. Why do you make such faces when all the time you look but on a stool?
Prithee, see there, to hold the blow. I'll say why, what can I? If thou couldst not, speak too. If Charles has his now grace must send those who be getting back, our monuments shall be the laws of thanks.
Was quite a man in folly.
If I stand here, I saw it.
Aye, for shame.
Blood had been shed ere now in the olden time, yet human statute purged the gentle wheel. Aye, and since two murders have been performed too terrible for the ear, time has been that when the brains were out, the man would die, and there and end. But now they rise again with 20 mortal murders on their crowns, and push us from our stools. This is more strange than such a murder is.
My worthy lord, your noble friends do lack you.
I do forget. Do not muse at me, my most worthy friends. I have a strange infirmity, which is nothing to those that know me. Come, love and health to all, then I'll sit down. Give me some wine. I drink to the general joy of the whole table, and to our dear friend Banquo, whom we wish that he were here. To all and him we thirst, and all to all.
Our duties and the pledge.
Our duties and the pledge.
Avaunt, and with my side like the elf idea. And oh, Tamaryllis, thy blood is cold, thou hast no speculation in those eyes. It's that is glaring.
Think of this good peers, but as a thing accustomed, 'tis no other, only it spoils the pleasure of the time.
What man there? Aye. Approach thou like the rugged Russian bear, the armed rhinoceros, or the hulking tiger. Take any shape of that, and my firm nerves shall never tremble, or be alive again. Dare me to the desert with thy sword. If trembling I inhabit, then protest me the baby of a girl. Hence! Awful shadow! Unreal mockery, hence! Being gone, I am a man again. Pray, sit still.
You have displaced the mirth, broke the good meeting with most admired disorder.
And such things be and overcome us like a summer's cloud without our special wonder. You make me strange, even to the disposition that I owe, and now I think you can behold such sights, and keep the natural ruby of your cheeks when mine is blanched with fear. What sights, my
I
lord?
pray you speak not. He grows worse and worse. Questioning rages him. At once, good night. Stand up on the order of your holy, but go at once.
Good night. Better health attends his majesty.
A kind good night to all.
It will have blood, they say. Blood will have blood. Stones have been known to move and trees to speak. Augurs and understood relations have, by magpies and choughs and rooks, brought forth the secrets to man of blood. What is the night?
Almost at odds with morning, which is which.
I say'st thou that Macduff denies his person at our great bidding.
Did you send to him, sir?
I give it by the way. But I will send. There's not a one of them, but in his house I keep a servant feed. And tomorrow, and betimes I go to the weird sisters. Or shall they speak? For now I am bent to know by the worst means, the worst. For my own good, all causes shall give way. I am in blood, stepped in so far that should I wade no more, returning were as tedious as no horror. Strange things I have in head, that will to hand, which must be acted ere they may scatter.
You lack the season of all natures. Sleep.
Come, we have to sleep. My strange and self-abuse is the initiate fear that once hard youth. We are yet but young indeed.
Okay, so the lords of Scotland have come to this dinner, and the last thing you really want from your king, who's supposed to be your really strong leader, is for him to falter and to be seeing things and acting strangely and to not really have his faculties about him. So this is kind of the beginning of the doubt, right, of the lords, other than Macduff, who already refuses Macbeth's kingship. So Macbeth has a plan. He has a servant in Macduff's house who he pays for. He keeps a servant feed. So he's like paying a guy on the inside to watch Macduff's house. So he's going to check in with him. And then he's going to go see the Weird Sisters again and see what they have to say about all of this. Lady Macbeth says, really what you need to do is you need to get some sleep. Okay? So this is where we are at Act 3, Scene 4. And so I'm going to pause here and we will continue the next two scenes in the next video clip.